Hey there, how you doing? Charlie Winters here with horse racing selections for Royal Ascot on Thursday, the 22nd of June. First of all, if you can do me a quick favour, give me a quick like, and now I'm going to get on with the video. So, Wednesday, I wasn't buzzing about Wednesday, and it turned out that way. Basically, I think we're a couple of quid short of getting his money back. £30 stake, and I think I worked out to about £28 9p back, something like that. You'll know from your own account. So I'm going to get straight into Thursday selections. I really like Thursday, apart from one race, and that's, is it the Britannia? I think there's 30 runners, and Sky Bet are renowned for their extra place races, are still only going first four, and I can't believe it, but it hasn't put me off. Well, I don't know if you've noticed, but I personally think high numbers are favoured. I don't know what everybody else thinks, but they seem to be focusing on low numbers. But it seems to be the high numbers that seem to be like filling lots of places. You've got the race that Jimi Hendrix won. Jimi Hendrix drawn 7. Yeah, don't get wrong. I know it's a low number, but I believe the next 8 in the placings were all, I think it was 13 and above, 13 and higher. So I'm focusing on higher numbers on the straight course and low numbers on the round course. Low numbers, ideally, not having to make up. Sorry, low numbers on the round course, because if you get an okay break, you can maintain your position. Then all of a sudden you're on the rail or close to it. Don't get wrong, you can get stuck there, but you're just saving so much ground, in my opinion. And I think it's worked out that way because we've pretty much had a decent, to be 2 days in. And to be £100 profit after the first day and pretty much level stakes after the second day, it's a good Royal Ascot so far. So enough waffling from me. We're 2 minutes in. Let's get straight into it. I'm talking you from the beginning till the end. So it may look very odd because normally Sky Bet does. So the first race is not an extra place race. And I've gone for exactly what I said, high numbers. So I haven't actually backed a horse. I've had 20p combination forecast on. Don't get me wrong, there are some big priced horses in this bet. It's a 20p combination forecast, and it comes to £6. The horses to include are No Name Mets, His Majesty, The Fixer, Hala Emirati, Toca Madeira, and Sheikh. So what you do, if you're putting it on Sky Bet, you don't go to the main market, you scroll below it until it says forecast. Normally it says forecast tricast, but this is forecast race only. So once you've added all those to your forecast slip, click add to bet slip, and then just put 20p and it'll come to £6. Submit that bet. So let's get on to the next bit now. So the next race, don't get me wrong, there is a main bet, but I've also had, and I think this is the only other race I've had it in, I've had a forecast, combination forecast and combination tricast. You see the 4 horses in this bet: Burglar, Land Legend, Inquiring Minds, and Perfuse. I'm convinced this race is only between them 4, and they are all drawn 10 or below, I believe. So what I've had here is this bit. It's showing you now is a 10p combination tricast. So do the same thing again. So this is the 3, add Burglar, Land Legend, Inquiring Minds, and Perfuse to your bet slip. Click add to bet slip. It'll put them, then click a 10p combination tricast. You can place it, and then all you need to do after that is click reuse bet selections, and then put this bet on. Right, there you go. So it's a 40p combination forecast, same horses. Yep. So let me scroll back up now to the main bet. So the main bet is a 10p each way Hines. I've also had 50p each way singles, 15p each way doubles, and 10p each way trebles. This is the only bet. This is the main bet now. So I'm going to talk you through it. So the first selection is Perfuse at 17-2 in the 3 at Royal Ascot, paying 6 places instead of 4. It's drawn 10. This horse could be anything. It's been running on slower ground, and don't get me wrong, it's probably going to be about good ground tomorrow. It's Michael Stout. I've noticed with Michael Stout horses, bearing in mind that the 33 to 1 that I tipped up ran an absolute cracker, come from a long way behind. His horses, I'm not sure if he's only had 2 on Wednesday. Three. All 3 of them travelled really well and didn't find loads apart from the final horse, the Aryan Power. Well, I think this is a really progressive horse, and I think it's going to be much better than its handicap mark. I do fancy all 4 horses that I've tipped in the combination forecast, but for me, this is the standout one. It's not the biggest price. It's the smallest price. Sorry, it's the second smallest price lot behind Burglar, but I like the profile of the horse. The second selection is Crown Princess. I've left the price in the 340 at Royal Ascot, paying 4 places instead of 3. It's got a decent form chance. Obviously, I can't remember all the information off the top of my head. I don't make notes. This horse has got a low draw, and I think it'll be making ground, hand over fist, but hopefully it should have a decent position anyway from having a low draw on this turning course, ran a bend. The third selection is Echoes in Rain. I've left the price in the 420 at Royal Ascot, paying 5 places instead of 3. And this is the Ascot Gold Cup. William Mullins, he won a big race the other day. I think he could go very close again with this horse. This horse has been extremely progressive, not only over hurdles, but on the flat. In its last 3 runs, and don't go, this is off the top of my head again, it was rated 82, and I believe it came something like 2nd out of 20 odd runners. It then ran there was a bit of space in between, but it then ran again. I believe it came, I think it won a race, something like a 20 or 25 runner race again, and then it came 2nd again in something like a 20 runner race. And this is all on the flat. So this horse is progressing massively. Well, William Mullins, surely you'd have thought with some of his national flat horses, he'd got other horses that he thought were capable, or maybe more speed, or whatever it takes to win a Gold Cup. He'd probably got other horses that he could have ran in it. I've been following Echoes in Rain for quite a while now on the I think it's all weather then, on the national hunt scene, and it always seems to travel really well. And when it comes into contention, it makes a bit of a mistake at the hurdles when it really matters, and I think that's why it hasn't won a huge race at Cheltenham yet. And that's a horse. I really like it look a bit, and it's been camping over 2.5 mile on the hurdles scene anyway. So the 4th selection is Theory of Everything at SP in the 5 o'clock at Royal Ascot in the Britannia Stakes. Well, this is really frustrating. They're only paying first 4, which that's what they have to do anyway. But normally you would expect at least first 8, in my opinion. So they're being really tight with this. Whether it's an error or not, I don't know. But it's extremely stingy for Sky Bet. I like the look of it. I personally think I backed it last time at Chester, and I think there could be nothing more opposite than that turning track at Chester on soft ground than it is on good ground at Ascot. I do believe it will prefer going straight. And you might call it a bit of a conspiracy, because I like a good conspiracy, because I do like to look into things and not just ignore things. It's Frankie's last Royal Ascot, and he had a bit of a fallout with John Gosden, and obviously Frankie's had his winner now, but I also think that it could be, I don't want to say 2 fingers up for Frank, because I don't think there's too much animosity, but there's an awful lot of John Gosden horses tomorrow that have got chances with other jockeys on board, and I just think, well, I don't know what to think really, but I do think John Gosden will have a good day, but not just with Frankie. I think John Gosden will have a better day than what Frankie will. So the 5th horse is Tony Montana. I've took the price at 40 to 1 in the 5:35 at Royal Ascot, paying 5 places instead of 3. This is John Gosden again for the Ammo Racing Limited. And I think Benoit de la Sayet's on board, or if it's not him, I think it's Kevin Stott. This horse was odds on its reappearance, and basically it flopped. But I think it cost £425,000, I think it was. And there's got to be more to come from this, and I think there is. Well, John Gosden, he knows the time of day on the roughly the 1 mile 2 scene. I think that's what the distance is. He'll be looking to obviously impress for the up and coming owner or owners or Ammo Racing Limited, and I do think it's got a decent chance, and I think they can pull that run a long way behind it, and it isn't a million miles behind on form. It needs to kick up the backside. It needs to show improvement, but I think it can do, and 40-1 is far too big. And the final selection is Toy My Son at SP in the 10 past 6 at Royal Ascot, paying 7 places instead of 4. This horse has done nothing so far this season, but David Manoussier had a decent runner, or a runner that ran a decent race the other day at a big price. This is also a huge price. I think it's 66-1. Oisin Murphy, you wouldn't have thought he'd be at Royal Ascot riding complete no-hopers. Well, he rode this horse on 2 runs back, and it travelled well, but didn't find anything on soft ground behind Jimi Hendrix. And it was like it ran behind horses travelling well, and then it didn't find a great deal. But I'm personally thinking, although the horse has come from France, if it doesn't want soft ground, it could be very well treated. I think it could want this good to soft in places ground, and could run better. It's drawn, I believe, 29 of 29. So if it favours high numbers, we've got every chance of getting a place. If with what I've said is right, where it doesn't want soft ground, and what else can it be aimed for? As in, like, this is Royal Ascot, so I just got a sneaky feeling for it. So that's the selection. So I'm just going to scroll down because I've gone on that long. I can't remember if I've had any more bets. I've talked you through that. These are all the singles now. Just double check there's no more. So that is all the bets for Thursday. It's gone on that long, I forgot what day it is. For Thursday, the 22nd. So if you give me a like or a subscribe and give me a 12 minutes 30 in the in the comments. I know you've watched till the end. I really appreciate it if you have done. I appreciate it the fact that you've watched anyway. This has gone on far too long, so the very best of luck. Charlie Winters, over and out. Cheers, mate.